when we find in Africa, in any African countries, the possibility to manufacture, I think we should use this opportunity. Of course, the beginning always is to start by selling the Egyptian product itself, whatever it is. And if we find the right market, then the next step we should is to manufacture inside the African country itself. Do you think that Egypt, there is a good opportunity to manufacture you have plans, maybe one day you can think about manufacturing elevators in Africa, for example, because it's a big market there.
First, there is one info I need to share with you that the total value of Egyptian project in Africa till now is, currently is $21.5 billion, which means that Egypt have a good position now in Africa more than any time before. That's why it is necessary now for us as an Egyptian company to understand very well where we can start and when and where we can reach to. If you're talking about the elevators, when I speak that I'm going to produce in Egypt, that means that will be the first elevator made in Egypt and Africa. This is a new technology, a new kind of industry I got in Egypt for first time. So if I will be able to get more projects in Africa, I will be able to import elevators at the moment. Maybe later on, I will be able to transfer the technology, the people that working, the experience, in a lot of countries in Africa.
Thank you. I think that's really the right policy. We should work in transferring technology to the African countries, develop the market there, because also one of the difficulties we face all in Africa is the transportation and so on and so on. So if we can make manufacturing in the country itself, in whatever African country it is, where we see a potential, it would be very, very important for us to do the manufacturing side there. I think this is a wise policy. Do you think from your side there's opportunities in lighting and fixtures and so on?
Of course, yes. But it will depend on the economics of having facilities all around Africa. But yes, firstly, related to the construction going on in Africa, presently Egypt is classified number 1, followed by South Africa, and third position is to Nigeria. This is what's related to construction. In terms of lighting, Africa now, over 1/3 of its investment goes to power projects. And another good part goes to transportation. The rest goes, which is our specialty, the lighting, something like 35–40% of the total Africa construction. And yes, the facility somewhere in Central Africa to serve the Central and the South Africa to avoid complication of supply chain and long ways of supplies.
And I think this is very wise. Yes, you should. One of the main problems is to avoid, to improve the supply chain. So by having the manufacturing there will help a lot. I mean, if we can have a manufacturing facility in Eastern Africa and one in Western Africa and one in Central and perhaps one in the Southern, then of course that would be very important for improving the supply chain. And we saw how critical the supply chain was during the COVID and how difficult is it how much difficulty we faced during COVID regarding supply chain. I come to the African side, Dr. Mulenga. For example, I see that you're in solar energy, something like that, solar energy. In Egypt, we have developed the biggest solar farm maybe in the world in the southern part of Egypt. And we have a very wide experience now in solar energy. We will be, I think many Egyptian companies would be ready to invest in this sector in Uganda or any other African countries. That's very important, or Zambia. So we are already, I know Egyptian companies working now in Madagascar and some other countries in solar. The important part of this investment, if we talk about renewables and so on, is to have a commitment from the government for a power purchase agreement. Because any investor who would invest $100 million or $200 million on a 25 mega or 50 mega or even 100 mega after that or more needs to have this kind of government security that they will buy the electricity. Egypt has a very good experience in this. When we started our solar program, I don't know, maybe close to 8-9 years ago, we made commitment with the investors that we will buy the electricity at such a price, so many cents per kilowatt. And this encouraged many companies to come and invest. And that's why we have the biggest solar farm today in Egypt. Are African countries ready? Or let's say we talk about Zambia today. Let's take Zambia as an example. Is ready to sign power purchase agreement and guarantee to buy the electricity at a price, of course, to be agreed upon before making the project. Can you say this, Dr. Molenga?
On that front, I can confirm that Zambia is very ready when it comes to renewable. I wish to also bring to your attention that the generation matrix in Zambia is mostly hydro-based. And then we have situations where the rainfall patterns are unreliable. So that brings about the problem with regard to the supply that could meet the demand that we need in the country. So on renewable energy, both for grid integrated systems and also off-grid systems in rural areas, the investment opportunity is very big in Zambia. And then when we come to grid integrated systems, there is also an added opportunity that is not yet explored, that is to regard with the storage facilities, which could carry away the variability that is associated with solar. So for Zambia, we are very much ready for investment. There is a government wing that was already set up in the past years, that is the Industrial Development Corporation, IDC, which has been mandated to ensure the development of renewable systems in Zambia, together with the state-owned utility company, ZESCO. So on Zambia, I confirm that the investment potential is there and it's very big.
Okay, yes, I understand the potential is big, but will there be a commitment from the government to buy?
Yes.
Okay.
The commitment is there. I can actually mention last week, I was part of a delegation that actually toured a site for a 65 megawatt plant to be constructed by a UK-based company. And government, together with the utility company, have already committed to purchasing of the energy that will be produced from this plant. So that one I can confirm on the government is ready to engage with investors on solar power investment. Also, the other aspect that is also there is the untapped potential in wind energy. That is also attracting some investment. There's also a huge potential in that.
Thank you. I think that's very good news. And I'm sure many Egyptian investors in solar energy would be very interested to invest in case we have a government guarantee to buy the electricity produced at an agreed upon price. That would be, I'm sure there's a lot of opportunities. So yes. you can always advise us who is interested, and I can tell you names of companies who would be willing to go to your country and to invest there. Thank you for that. Mr. Rao, do you have similar agreements in Uganda? I think you have Uganda, and do they encourage renewables as one of the